them to come back on the streets fighting for the same thing that we are fighting today. I can't I can't fathom such a thing happening, and it scares the living daylights out of me. Thinking my kids one day going on the street to fight the root of their time, and that's my motivation for being here. So we need to come up with a structure which resembles some sort of a leadership to establish whatever our end goal is. Let's not pretend that you're going to. I know the whole leaderless, but leaderless thingy that nobody, you can't shika who, you can't touch us because we do not have a leader. But you guys, haven't they been shikaing us? Haven't they? They check our strongest uh, Twitter guys, and sasa kama akina Alinur, when they got Nani, akina Oguda, and they are getting us. They're getting to us, and we may pretend that we are not, but the influence of the numbers that those people has is a very strong point, and we need to establish a structure of some sort. And let's not bury our heads in the sand when it comes to listening to advice. I've been into spaces whereby Kivuda Kibwana speaks in the evening, and I listen. We get where we are by listening. Listen to the guidance from the people that have acquired wisdom. Akina Nani, Akina Kivuda, Akina, okay, Umutata is also an activist besides being a leader. Let's not ever forget that. And I have got nothing against him, but we have people that have got great wisdom. Let's listen to them. Let's not bury our head in the sand. We need every help we can get. And saa zingine, even when you don't like these people, like for instance, I was telling people, I attended the public participation for conflict of interest bill, and I remember my argument was, there was no need of it because it's already embossed in other statutes. So I did not feel there was need to produce another one. But there's nothing wrong with it. It still forbids the political class from participating in government tenders and what have you. So we need to read some of these things without bila condemning people. Saa zingine mkishinda mkicondemn watu wanachoka. And this is now where being a lawyer comes in. As a lawyer, I feel like we've been fighting for our lives since this whole thing began. I personally do not want to imagine anyone sleeping in cell since I have the power bestowed upon me to bail you out. But at the end of the day, when you go there, tunatupiwa tear gas, tunatupiwa tear gas, and then they curtail our anything. Like you go there saying, I'm a lawyer, I'm here to bail these people out. Then they wanatusumbua. We are not gonna lie, and we are fighting for our lives. And besides fighting for our lives here, we're also fighting for our career. Because if I cannot use the law, the things that I've gone to school, yeah, to make a career out of it, then what is there for me? Me, the lawyer to by Gina, and it's very frustrating. So I feel like I've been curtailed from highlighting the mutilation of Chapter 4, which is the Bill of Rights. And every time ukikanga hivi atinamuka najiita lawyer, then I ask myself, I cannot even fight back. I cannot fight back using the law, and it feels frustrating. So every time, like kama you remember that time, Faith, kama sahi, everyone is saying, oh, LSK kama jana magistrates walikuwa funeral service ya majanja, very senior judge. We've all, and for some reason I feel like there was some delay of proceedings and people got frustrated. How my lawyers were happy. We also forget that we are human and we have things that are happening in our lives besides this whole thing. But at the end of the day, when tukimalism, we are running. We are running to come and make sure that people hawalali kwa cell tena. Hatutaki watu walale. So every time a small move tunafanya tu hivi, tunakuwa attacked. Do you know how frustrating that is? We need to lay off people. We need to remember that we are in this together. We're in this together. Saa zingine nashikika vitu zinanifanyikia huko. I cannot start telling you that I have personal issues going on in my life. We need to stop attacking people and just remember at the end of the day, we are in this together. We are also fighting for our careers. I am fighting for my life, my career, and I also want us to win. I also want us, we need to extend grace. So, bottom line, and also something someone said yesterday, no, on Tuesday. The reason why they were feeling like they are being attacked in town is because people hawakutokelezea, and when the numbers are huge, they cannot just like fight you all off. So mko hapo, mko tu groups to watu watano hivi, kumi kumi, it is easy. That's why someone here just said we need to have a way of planning this thing, meeting in one place and proceed as a huge group. It's easier. It's easier to beat these people. So extend grace to each other. Let us start thinking about putting in some kind of leadership structure. I'm not appointing anyone. I'm just saying, start looking into it. Third, let us start listening. And it is much. Kalonzo is our guy, and Kalonzo is Kamba. I'm Kamba, and I've never liked the kind of a person that he is. I feel like he's such a weak leader. But one thing that I've come to realize this during this whole thing, he's a listener, and he's read the room, and he's listening. So zingine, let's take what we can get. Listen to these people. We don't have to go with them anywhere, but we can use whatever they are willing to offer at that particular time. Let's not bury our head in the sand. Watu wa diaspora mmesema mnataka kusaidia. Right now, digital activism is the best that you can do, and financial support whenever you're called upon to do. Because hapa tuko kwa ground and we are trying, like something zingine unaenda kutoa watu, hakuna pesa ya kubail watu, and we need the money. We need the money. LSK has a paybill number, which is highlighted on their and on their website, on their page, Twitter handle. Look at it, tuma pesa hapo, so that we are able to get these people out. That's all I can say. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jayan. So I'm going to go next to Jayan. Can you mute your mic? Okay. I'm gonna go next to Nyamato. Nyamato, how are you?
Yes, I'm very fine. How are you, sir?
We are perfect. Please give us your sentiments.
First, I just say hi to all the panelists who are here and the listeners and the speakers, co-hosts, and everybody who is listening. First, I want to say viva for our movement to continue. We are not going to tire, nor we're going to faint. Still, we will work on and we will soldier on. I have three things that I want to say on today's Mandamano, also by Hurubak. But I want to send my condolences to our patriots, Warrant soldiers that who have departed through being gunned down by the mercenaries colleagues who are called the Kenyans police that were being superintended and supervised by Mr. William Samoei Ruto. It is painful to lose this kind of our people, our young people, our future leaders who have come out clearly to give out the atrocities, the injustice, the corruption, the tribalism, nepotism that it is being driven within the government system and apparatus. I want to say this that we are in our time. I know times have gone from 1963 during our independence, during 2010 with our new democracy that came to the constitution. We appreciate what has been done from those past times. This current hours, it is us. Let us not cheat anybody. Let us stand firm. Let us focus. Let us not even retreat. Let us keep on the journey. Still, we have seen the the shore. We're gonna to cross. The bridge is being constructed right now. I know it will be tired for some of us. because I have seen a lot of us, they have fainted on the way, they have retreated, they have dropped. Yeah, I can equate the journey of the Israelites from Egypt to Canaan. They did not reach all of them, but those who conquered it, they stood firm and they said, yes, we will reach there and we will give the testimonies. Let us now pull, pull together, hold hands to everybody who is on board so that we thrive together on this journey. Our constitution is stating very clear. Article 37, it is our sovereign to protect us during picketing, demonstrating, and when we are presenting the petitions. And our petition is loud and clear. We don't have any office where we are taking. It is loud and clear. That is our meetings. That is where our assemblies are online during picketing. The voice is being heard loud and clear, not only in our country, Kenya, even those who purport by saying that they start with Kenya. Next thing I want to say, this uh, the acting inspector of police, that who is purporting to mislead the citizens by reading, I don't know whether it is the old constitution is reading currently, by saying that we cannot picket. It is our mandate that we need to picket at any time we feel that we are being agitating for a certain provision to be done correctly. We are not supposed to seek any permission from anybody. In fact, once we have said that we are on to picket, the police IG comes automatic. I think we have talked about the constitution for the past times, and we have been read by the constitutional lawyers. The two have said clearly the police comes in because they have had the call to come and protect property and the lives. Although they are not doing the same, it is against what they are doing, or opposite. But for us, we will just soldier on. We will go and proclaim our our dignity as a country, because we cannot continue to die every time and again, every 10 years, every 5 years we die and we forget. No. In fact, today morning I had a Wiris, lawyer Wiris, he was in Daybreak Citizen. He said that even if what they have said as their own team of lawyers, they're going to pursue this issue of murder, judicial killing, till to the end. We see that we're going to get the justice we to our departed foreign soldiers of democracy. Secondly, I want to talk about this forming of the cabinet. You know, this gentleman called Mr. Ruto is taking us for granted. I do remember during his campaign, he said Kenya is sort of fools. Fools have gone out of Kenya. They, we are remaining the genius people, clever. So he forgets that now we are not clever, we become fools and terminate his cabinet abruptly. Yes, it was our grammar that let the cabinet go because they have displayed occurrence. They don't want to listen to people. They don't want to do what is mandated for them to give as they are ratifying some bills to come or proposals to parliament so that it can acted as the laws and the bills, and we said let them go home, all of them. He did a good thing. He sent them home, but still he has audacity that is coming back to reappoint some of them. What I'm calling my people, let us resist. As Miguna said, let us resist. There is no anybody who was chased from the cabinet will be reinstated back. Because if you remember the words that he used, he has terminated them. In fact, when you follow the the procedures and the laws of HR, once you are being terminated or dismissal from any organization, from any job, there is no any provision that allows you to be recalled back. There is no any clause that gives you to be called back because you are not fit for that office. That is how it is. So I know people like Duare, people like Murukomen Kindiki, and some, I think like this is ready for runs. Maybe they're gonna to be called back or being reappointed again. That is what I'm having. My conscience tells me such. Let us resist them. Let us. That is the day we will call a mammoth demo. Now we draw from all the counties. We tell people to Nairobi so that now we have the mammoth, the mother of demos, to tell Ruto now it is the end of your tenure in the office. Now quit with the appointment you are making so that we can be able to go for the new election within the year. Lastly, I want to say this. Yes, we are on this journey together. I know there are those people who may came to listen and not to have that power of acting. Kindly don't give people negative energy or attitudes in this platform or elsewhere. We need people that who have the positive energy, positive vibes that can lead us to our destination. Still, we are not on our boat. We don't need anybody to take a hammer and a nail to start making holes on the belly of the boat so that water can seep in to sink the boat. We need, even if we being raped individually or in a few numbers, let us pull together till the end. I know today it is Hurubak. The guy gave some thread through the letter that I saw. They put online from inspector of police that we are not organized. We don't have read us in those kind of demos that they are being infiltrated by goons. Why can't they synchronize these goons they are talking about? That is their responsibility of them. Ours, we know ourselves. We have our coordinates that we can use to identify ourselves. Why can't they arrest these goons because they know them? Who told them that they are goons? It is them who came up with the goons because they know them. In some areas we saw them, they are protected. Some they are having patterns, wooden patterns. They are working with the police. So we wonder who are these goons we are talking about? Why we have never seen they have been killed by bullets? Those goons, they are killing innocent people. Members, I want to say this: 51 people have died. Let us stand together. Let us call this government to know that now Kenya, where we have reached, the constitution says nobody has a mandate to kill, to shed the blood of any Kenyan. Let us stand together. Let us now proclaim our liberty. Let us now democracy prevail. Leave about this, we call democracy, that it is not there. Let us now bring the new democracy whereby everybody is accountable. If the police shoots and we see the police, let us go for that police. Even if, I'm sorry to say this, we are peaceful, yes. But now, where it has reached, for example, I saw they were arresting one guy. I think it is Kitengera. Once they realized they are arresting this guy, our team they took stones and they fell to them. The guy was released and left. And that is what we want to do. Now we need to protect ourselves. If they wanted to take the bullet to shoot us and kill, us also will now take the responsibility of protecting us. You
Mm.
kill one, one of us will kill you also. Because that is
Okay.
where we are going. Not to keep on watching, seeing our comrades being shot down. But let us restrain, let us demonstrate peacefully. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nyamato. Thank you so much, Nyamato. Um, uh, Kimte, Kimte Jerry,
Yes, yes, I'm here.
is your mic hot? Talk to us.
How are you guys? Uh, Thank you for the platform, KOT and Cyprian. I'll just quickly go into it. First, I want to pass my sincere condolences to all the patriots and all the guys who've lost their lives, and even to their families. Uh, we just pray for consolation for them. Uh, I also want to commend you guys, you as patriots, coming up and taking the platform to listen again and strategize and know what to do next is just an honor to be part of this. So I'll start by something that everyone has been discussing about the strategy on how we are going to move. Somebody mentioned about sitting on the roads just to ensure that we pass our statements, because already we can see the guys are ready to shoot, they're ready to kill us just to protect the political elites. So that is one of the avenues I felt that would work. There are many people who cannot get to the CBD, so nilikuwa naona watu wakaweza within their jurisdiction, like how guys in Juja closed the road, that would work very well. So that also, we also need these police guys to get out of the CBD. If we are able to pull them out of the city and make sure that also we can allow people to come in, it would make a statement and it would allow even more people to come in. I know one of the things that our president fears a lot is accountability. Majority of the things we've raised, including him being accountable for what he's borrowed and what he's ready to account for, I don't think they are ready to do it. They will go at all costs to make sure that uh, they don't explain how our resources were used. And that is why they've chosen the hard way, which is killing the citizens. So it is a matter of us strategizing even better and knowing how we are going to go around them. I believe we have great minds amongst ourselves. Hawatatushinda ujanja, tunaweza fikiria, and I know also we have collaborators amongst us. Even in the colonial systems, we used to have collaborators. So, but at the point where we fought for independence and got it, we were able to overpower them. And at this point, I believe even as we proceed on, We are going to fight the goons. We are going to fight even those who are planning to collaborate with the system. And above it all, I know we'll prevail. It is just a matter of us borrowing on and sharing strategies as we are doing right now. There are people who are close to the CBD, and those are the best positioned to penetrate in. Uh, if we talk, I listened to one guy who proposed paying for buses, but even if we pay for transport for people to come in, they are blocking them at some points. So we should at most think about how a guy is going to come in, and who are the closest people who can even walk in crowds to get into CBD. And the rest of the people who are bad to get in, they also protest wherever they are. Because we should focus on uniting every front at every point that we are going to be heard. If they see unity amongst us, and that's something else I also wanted to raise, as much as we have our differences amongst us, let's be wise enough to see on how we can deliberate and deal with them. Let's not show a disunited front. With the moment we start attacking each other, even on the X space, we lose a lot. But every single time we show a united front, it's a win for us because they'll know we are speaking one mind. Every single time they see that we are at a win, and already I believe we are somewhere. Saa hii hawa wase wameshtuka. Hata hapa hivi kwa hii space, najua kuna watu wanasikiza, waende wakatuseme huko, na hiyo haitatudeter from forging on. Wasikize, waende waseme, and we still forge on. People have died for this cause. There are 40 people, and it's 40 plus. There are some even who we don't know. There are people who are missing. And right now, IPOA is saying they are not being allowed by the police even to find out what is happening behind. So we cannot lose this front. Every single time we have to be united. And I think that's the most thing, that's the best thing that will put these guys down. Unity. Just ensuring that in every county, we saw it in Kilifi, the Mandamano that was so successful, we saw it in every part of this country. So the more we promote unity amongst us, the more we win. I just pray that we continue with the same spirit, and I can't wait to see when we win at the end of the road. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much. I want to go to my next speaker. And guys, if you had already spoken, please don't request the mic, because I'm trying to get fresh speakers every time I bring the speakers up. Eric.
Yes, hello, good morning. I hope you guys can get me.
We can get you, but please just take 4 minutes. Do not extend kindly. Just take 4 minutes. Don't speak for too long. 4 minutes, please.
Okay, so thank you. So let me dive in. My first point is as to why I'm protesting. I want to make it about me, not about any other person. One of the reasons why I'm protesting is because of the poor governance that we have in this country. We need to reset the governance that we have in this country. And when I wake up and say Ruto must go, I don't necessarily mean Ruto the person, William Samoei Ruto. I mean the establishment, from the presidency to the judiciary to the parliament, the way things have been done all along. If I get to a mat right now, at some point, there's a policeman who stop that matatu and ask for 100 shillings tip. I need that to stop. That's what I mean when I say Ruto must go. So I wish these guys can get this message out there to their superiors that when we say Ruto must go, we mean a restructure and a resetting of the governance of this country. Thank you. Number two, I wish you could now start moving to a structured way of demos I don't mean we are not structures, and I don't mean that we have leaders, but we need to have our activities coordinated. There are coordinators that have arisen out of the need. Like now we have the spaces, we have people who are doing the spaces, they are doing it every day. That is their space. They have found a niche there. We need someone to take care of the welfare. We had Anifa rising up to do collections for those who were shot in hospitals, those who died. So that's a coordinator in that particular area. So we also need to move to who coordinates people in the ground. I'm not talking about leaders. Let not someone misquote me. And also we need to start drafting memorandums. This is what we want, but in a structured way. We have a lot of lawyers on this space. We have a lot of lawyers in this movement, and they can give us guidance because there are things that we need. When you talk about governance, we are talking about the constitution working as it should be. The institutions are doing their constitutional mandates, but we have some things that are beyond the constitution. And I want to push for us to have a referendum, a citizen-led referendum, especially the BBI that fell, that was fallen by the courts. One thing it gave us is an insight on how a citizen can start a referendum. We need a referendum on a lot of things that we need to be put in the constitution, so that for them to change them, they need to amend the constitution. Things like now, the ceiling on salaries, we need to restructure the number of representatives that we have from the county assemblies to parliament to the Senate, how a lot of things basically. Lastly, I want to speak about Occupy Uhuru Park. We can make Uhuru Park our Tahrir Square. And one thing that Uhuru Park gives us is that it takes us away from the destruction they have been trying to put on us. There's no supermarket to loot around there. We are not interfering with anyone's space. We go to Uhuru Park, we stay there, we demonstrate there every day until someone hears us, until someone listens to us. So no one is going to say that we're trying to cause fracas to anyone, we're trying to interfere to someone is right who doesn't want to participate in the demonstration. And this we can also be able to bring Mananchi on board. We had the doctors when they went to the Ministry of Health. We had people taking food there, they were taking blankets there, they were taking water there. So we can have people gathered at Uhuru Park 24/7. People, Mwananchi bringing food, Mwananchi bringing blankets, Mwananchi bringing water, people bringing the portable toilets and everything that can be able to support that movement. And last but not least, I'll say this, kindly let us all find a niche in the movement. If your place is the media, please focus on that. If your place is blogging, do that and do it perfectly in support of the movement. But each one of us has something that they can offer to the movement. Thank you. I believe I'm done with my submission. Thank you.
Are you there? Ama, you have dropped. I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm here. Sorry. I'm gonna pick the next speaker. That was Eric. I think I'll go to Minra Radak, then Bluesman. Radak, are you there? Radak is not there. Bluesman.
Thank you so much. Good morning. So thank you so much for this opportunity. First of all, I want to say Ruto must go, and condolences to the families of those guys who lost their lives. Sina mengi sana. At first, nataka kutouch on to try as much as possible ku-educate wasi about hawa wasi wenye wanaamini kuna politician fulani mzuri. A good example is Raila. If as much like tunaweza point out the moments zenye Raila amekuwa so selfish, tunaweza at least avoid ile like unapata politician fulani amedivide wasi amefanya like venye tulikuwa tushaanza kuback down cause tunamfuata like you remember hata hii division ilikuwa hapo kati ya sijui alikuwa Gashagwa na kina Moses Kuria. Okay, hiyo ilishapita but it's an aspect yenye ni muhimu sana yenye ina distract wasi. So basically kuna wasi bado wanaamini a certain politician ni mzuri, maybe anawawish mazuri, but if we keep on every day tu tuna point out manzi politicians wako selfish, so that tusikue distracted na wase wenye wana believe ni wazuri, at least tukifind some points za kuwa convince, hii itakuwa a plus for us. And then kitu ingine unapata maybe wase wanasema ati the fight is over. Kama Cairo nimesikia mara mingi sana akisema ati finance bill ilianguka, so tunafaa to back down, wamesack sijui au ma-CS, so tunafaa tutulie, but tunafaa at least tuna point out those very corrupt leaders, like kama hii any scandal yenye imekuwa, tuna speak out every day like as a demand of the day. Okay, like kila siku tunaonekana yenyewe tuko na demands mingi, hatuko general sana, like every day tunasema fulani wa fulani, pesa fulani, can you arrest him, ama hapo chini Ruto must go, like ndo tuonekane yenyewe tuko na more points, ati hatuleti anaki peke yake. And then the very most important point yenye nimekuwa nayo for the longest time, sijaipata hadi chance ya kuisema, but kitu yenye inaweza fanya tukue very successful ni wake up early in the morning, yani maandamano ikianza mapema, like that's the main key factor ya success, because I always feel like ile siku yenye wasi waliweza kuingianga parliament, kama wangekuwa wameingia parliament saa 4 asubuhi, bro, either tungeoccupy parliament like wase wajae huko na wasurround, ama tungeenda set house hiyo siku unstoppable. Lakini shida unapata wase wanakuwa wengi maybe kitu saa 10, and then ama saa 9 saa 10 hapo, and then kuna ile advice mnapewa of which it makes sense, like ikifika maybe usiku demonstrators mnaweza shutiwa nini, of which it's kind of true, but kama hata saa 4 tuseme mse yako home, saa hii mimi nikiwa mtaani nione saa hii ni saa 2 na already hii Uhuru Park imejaa wasee, like nitakuwa motivated in the next 30 minutes na mimi niingie pale ni wa join. So unaweza pata like the moment kama kuna siku inawezekana ati saa 3 CBD kukue kuna kaa totally different, yani kumejaa wasee, hiyo siku it will attract, hata msee anaweza toka hadi mbali kabisa apande gari akuja Nairobi because anaona yenyewe now we have the victory. So kuna hizi posters zinatoka, unapata poster inasema maybe tuna occupy place fulani, sijui what we are carrying, be peaceful nini. Okay, try to insist on mapema. Kama I remember wakati kuna time Ruto alikuwa church fulani huko Mwambili alikam huko from sijui Mombasa, so Ruto alikuwa church, I don't remember the name, and then walikuwa wametoa poster wamesema let's meet up at saa 6. Nao unashangaa saa 6 bwana, and then ongezea wase time nyingine watajiongeza hapo wafike late, so unapata yes masses zilifika, but zilifika time Ruto alikuwa anatoka, but kama angefika saa 2, ai bro, ile chaos ingekuwa huko, ingekuwa moto sana. So thank you so much. Yeah, that was my whatever, my time. Thank you so much.
Sawa Bluesman. It is 10:49. I think that's 10 minutes to top of the hour, 11 a.m. East African time. Thank you so much, guys, for just coming up and giving your sentiments and also keeping time. Plantif by Ken, you've been keeping on coming up and dropping. I think it will be only fair if I give you the chance to speak before you drop again, because probably you have network issues. Can you hear me? Plant fit. Kin Arab Sugal, are you there? If you're not there, we'll go to Shokes.
Hi.
Oh, you're there. Go ahead, please.
Hi,
4 minutes.
everyone. I hope everyone is well. My name is Keen. I've never talked on this space or any other one, but okay. My suggestion is that we fast as a nation I know it sounds ridiculous, but we should all put God first, because it's only God who can undo Ruto or undo whatever is happening in Kenya. And fasting and praying. My suggestion would be from 7 tonight or any other night, from 7 to 7 a.m. in the morning. You basically just fast throughout the night without eating from 7 to 7 a.m. in the morning. And like Jacob Juma said, I think in 2015, he mentioned once that the Kenyan youth are drawn into drinking, sex and other things. So we are children of God. We should never forget that, and we should never forget that it's God. It's God who gave Ruto the approval to be president. It's not, even if it's us who voted on the ground, God approved it first. If you know the Bible, you'll understand that concept. So we can also ask God to take him out on our behalf. And I know many people don't go to the church or don't read the Bible, but I can suggest we start there, because this is more of a spiritual battle than flesh to blood. So that's my suggestion. And to the person who said we wake up early and demonstrate early in the morning, that's better, because with that we can be more effective and more arranged, or we can plan, but the earlier bird get the worm. So yeah, that's my remarks. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone. Thank you for this opportunity also.
Thank you. Shocks.
I have a question. Ayo,
Six.
before Shocks goes, the lady said that God approved Ruto to be the president. Amma, I didn't get it, so I want her to explain that kindly. To explain to me like I'm a 2-year baby, kindly. Just explain. You can give her 1 minute to explain to me because I don't understand. Kindly, please.
So what I meant by hi. Hello?
Tunakusikia,
I can
anakusikia.
hear you.
Just go ahead.
Okay, so it's God's sovereignty means he allows certain events to happen for reasons beyond our understanding. When William Ruto won the election, it was under God's approval. This does not amplify that God endorses every action or choices made by leaders. Rather, it can be understood that Satan, who has a role as the accuser, might present cases against us to God. The churches already are involved in in politics according to the Bible. If you've read the Bible, because I've read the Bible, especially the New Testament, all of it. I'm trying to read the Old Testament, but according to the New Testament, there is nowhere that allows churches to allows churches and the government to be together, or for them to work together the way we've seen it in Kenya. So first of all, that is number one, we are breaking that rule. Secondly, of course, we know the commandments also. So everything that the Satan has against us, that is why I said let me read this quote from a Bible verse so that you can understand. It's more of a spiritual battle than flesh and blood. Yes, and I'm saying this, and I was on the road. I live in Nanyuki, so I went to demonstrate those 2 times that we demonstrated in this town. But it's more spiritual than flesh and blood. And I'm not saying that what the police are doing, it's not acceptable. They are human beings. They have family. They have mothers. They have sisters. They're killing their neighbors. You see, so we are also even breaking the 2 main commandments of God that surpasses the rest of the 10 commandments are love your God with all
Now,
your heart and love your neighbor. So when a police shoots someone,
Nancy,
He definitely does
Plant
not
Fit.
love his neighbor.
Plant Fit, can you hear me? I wasn't supposed to request this mic today, but I want to tell you this. The more wicked people in the society hide behind the church. And the church has been a backup channel for all these things. Ayo, I hope you can hear me, Ayo.
Yeah, mi nakusikia, endeleeni tu. Nakusikia vizuri
I
sana.
was saying the church is the most useless organization in this country and the most wicked people in this country. Look at the likes of, I'll give you one trip, who says ni God but is a wash guy. Cairo does wash. And that is things I have evidence. But atakuja hapa atuambia ni God manze. Ruto killed people, banned people in a church in the 2007-2008 post-election violence. He went to the ICC. He killed he killed the witnesses.
So let
Then
me
he
say,
went to the church. No, let me just finish, because I want to explain to you. You see, people who hide behind the church, they do the most evil. Go to Catholic church. A person kills in the morning, goes to Catholic, kneels down, says, Siji Salam Maria, umejaa mema, Bwana yu nawe, goes, eats the sacrament, drinks wine, then goes back to kill the next day. When people were killed in Kenya, Catholic churches came out and they gave statement, including Bishop Anyono, who have interacted with. Mi nimelelewa Catholic, who have interacted with the Bishop Anyono. Then, after things got cool, they were called to State House. They were given brown envelopes. They came back and condemned the youth. They said the youth are killing this country. And that
but
has
this
been
is,
the cause.
but that,
Yeah, listen. I'm just explaining to you. If you come to tell me that Ruto was chosen by God, and the other day we were on a space and a lady explained, I can't remember her name, the same space you were with Wanjigi Juzi, a lady explained how the 2022 elections were rigged and how Ruto became president, then we are not fit to come and say here, Ruto rigged the election, Ruto has killed to be the president. And if I want to tell you Ruto, he was a spanner boy for Uhuru, for Moi. But when Moi was leaving that seat, he chose Uhuru as his successor. He was a spanner boy for Uhuru. When Uhuru was leaving office, he chose who? Uhuru chose, uh, how do you call him? Raila. Can I tell you why Ruto is the president? Ruto is the president because he has good PR, he has good communication, and he can play with human psychology. He's a good strategist who knows what to say and where to say it. He knows, if I went this place and manipulated these people, they are going to give me the votes. And he came up with a narrative, and this narrative is what made them president and deputy president in 2013, when they came up with Vijana na Wazee initiative. The Vijana na Wazee initiative imewafanya yeye na Uhuru president against Raila. And 2017, they came up with the Turaku Kumira narrative, which made them president. They came up with Hustler in 2022, which is something that was meant divide and rule. These people will come and neglect this cause because when we say hustlers, Kenyans tend to hate people who have a lot of money, and how they came up with that narrative is by putting in that watu wametuibia pesa since independence, since 1960s they have been stealing money. And those Kenyans who hate Raila and who hate Uhuru because they believe Uhuru is a thief and they have been stealing, hated these people and went out to vote for Ruto. But the difference was not much, because these are two forces that have united two major communities in Kenya, the Kikuyus and the Luos and part of Luya. He went to Luya and bought Musalia Mudavadi, who is a just stupid, spoiled kid who has been in government, who knows nothing. Mudavadi was a minister at the age of 22. So I'll tell you this, if you come here and bring that narrative, you're God. Personally, I believe there is God. But one thing I believe in this country, the most wicked people go to church. Look how many churches have been, people go there and put harambes. Ruto
Can you give
lied
me
to
a second?
Kenyans.
Can you give me a second to
I'm,
explain this?
I'm winding up.
No, let
I'm
him
winding
land
up.
first, please.
Ruto went to church recently. Just recently. After he had told all Kenyans, any public servant shall not participate in harambes. His first place to lie was in church, where he went to church and said, munitumie check nitamaliza hii mambo. Which means he preaches water and goes to drink wine. As a people of the Republic of Kenya, we should get rid of these churches and come up with a policy that allows pastors in this country to have degrees in theology. Give an example where I live. We have more than 50 churches just across. PCA, sijui PEFA, SEK, Catholic, sijui ingine inaitwa Madukani, PCA Madukani, whatever. And what makes this church, they come to steal for us. They have become avenues of money laundering. If an MP goes to church and gives out 20 million to those people, and we see like that is not evil, and we want to say Ruto was chosen by God. Me, I'm just here, I'm saying Ruto rigged the election, Ruto has not been chosen by God, and Ruto is not fit to lead this country. Let us all agree sometimes, and I'll tell you this, as much as we read the Bible, we've done theory, there are now certain aspects we should know. I work as a strategist, and I work as a PR person. And what I do, I tarnish names for other companies for my company to thrive. I come up with campaigns that will outweigh other companies in the industry for my company to succeed. And Ruto has done that. There's one thing that I was explaining yesterday in a board meeting, and I told them, hii maandamano imenifunza that you always need bloggers that you'll always pay to go and tarnish the name of a good cause. Ruto managed to do that well, paid bloggers, and they have been out here tarnishing the name and trying to drag this movement into mud. So if we say the church, let us try and look what strategies have been deployed for Ruto to be the president since 2013 to date. What strategies have been put in place? What PR has taken place? Go look what came up. The HNIB, Hashla Nation Intelligence, CG Information or Intelligence what? That is what made Ruto the president. Because they used to come up with false lies. They had to abduct Itumbi themselves. They had to abduct Itumbi to bring a narrative for the public to believe that the government of Uhuru abducted Itumbi so that they could get information, which was lies. So if we come to bring a narrative of the church, let us bring difference. Personally, I said all these churches in Kenya should be scrapped. And if anybody has to be a pastor or what, they should have a degree in theology like Kagame did. As much as he's a dictator, he's leading his country to do away with these stupid things that are happening there. I think mi nimeranti ya kutosha. If it's a narrative ya Ruto kukuwa president, look at the strategy wise and not church wise. Kindly. He is a good strategist.
Okay.
And if I'll say this, just a minute, just a second. How recently Ruto ametanish aje ametumanage aje sisi during this maandamano? Look at the times Ruto has been putting out his press briefings. Just minutes, hours before tuende out streets. Juzi they managed. The DCI came out with a report about the murderer wa Kware, which divided people into two. Watu walikuwa undecided. And you know umejua ni watu wagani wana consume media? The media, where they are using this press, they are our parents, they are the old people who are consuming this information. And when they are consuming this information, they know a parent can get through a child's heart. My mother will tell me, usiende, ni wewe peke yako ndo mtoto wangu. So That is the strategy he used successfully, using the media against the people, using press briefings against the people, and that divided us into two. There are people who are saying finance bill ilikuwa drop. That is a strategy. He did not drop it willingly, and he admitted it in front of TV when he said he has to cut down budgets and leave what, which he did not drop it with a good heart. A good president drops it and could have said, personally, we feel sorry for the people of Kenya. We had to do this. We have dropped this finance bill, and we've decided to come up with more good measures that will raise funds so that will run this government during this financial year. But he doesn't have to come and say people will have to regret. CG, this was wrong. This finance bill was to do what? Kindly, if you are trying to defend William Ruto with the church, I have said the church is the arbitrator of all evils. Thank you.
Okay, first of all, no one say that I'm defending Ruto, and second of all, the Bible itself has no fault. It's the humans who make mistakes. While our money and resources may have been squandered, the teachings of the Bibles and the teachings of the Bible are not to be blamed for human actions. Ruto and his whole team, including you and your company, you are humans. You make mistakes. The Bible is not a human being. Those are God's words, and that is what I'm using. And when I say that God approved for William Ruto to be the president, he did. Whether it's Satan who went there and appealed to God and went there and petitioned and said this and this about Kenyans, he did it. That is why he's there. Second, thirdly,
So who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the Bible, Plant? Who wrote the Bible? Kindly answer me. Who wrote the Bible?
Humans.
Yeah, if it was wrote by human beings, it means they are not teachings by God. We have to agree all. We have a supreme God.
Really, you
Indians
just
believe
said
in a
you
cow.
believe in God, meaning you believe in the Bible, meaning you believe in Jesus
So
Christ.
I want you to tell
Please,
me.
you
I
talk.
want to tell
Can you
you.
give me a space to talk?
Yeah, I want to ask you one question. Out of the 10,000 gods in this world,
Oh
which
my
one do
God.
you worship?
Jesus
Kindly tell
Christ.
me. We
Jesus
have
Christ.
10,000 gods in
Jesus
this
Christ.
world. We
That
have
is what I'm
10,000
saying.
gods.
Jesus Christ.
We all have to agree. We have all to believe there is one supreme being that we all believe in. But we shouldn't come here and say the teachings of the Bible. The Bible was written by human beings. Let us all agree that. I
Okay,
believe
so
there is
what
a
is the
supreme
issue?
God.
Can you just let me say my point and leave?
I believe there is a supreme being. I pray to that supreme being.
Then you should
Indians
ask
believe
your
in a cow.
supreme being.
Will you
You
go and
should
say
ask
this
your supreme
because they
being
believe
that.
in a cow? They were
where this is not an any contest tafadhali, yeah? Furthermore, I don't want this issue of Christianity being brought here. And we also have Muslims who are also Kenyans. So what are you trying to say? Are those Muslims not, they also have their own God. And come on, guys, this thing's not about religion. This issue of trying to force religion on people and oh God is supreme. Come on. The name is Ruto. Allah, wake up, guys. Stucky back and forth.
So I'll just wind up. I'll tell people this. There's somebody who said in the comment section, in this world we have 10,000 gods and everybody believes in whatever they believe in. Indians worship God, a cow. CG Hindus do what? And that is a narrative. That is something that has happened. We should all sit down and say religion has failed humanity. And if it has failed humanity, it has been a backup to all this evil happening in this country at the moment. Personally, I'll say this, and I've said it very, very many times. I believe there is a supreme being that we all worship, that we all pray, that we all go to when we have a problem, that we all vent and say when something is not right, that we all believe they are going to bless us. There is that person. And if there is that person, we shouldn't be dragging that person where there is evil. If something is evil, it is evil. If today I made a mistake, I will not say that I was backed by the church because I'm a Christian. It is either we say things the way they are, black and white, rather than coming to sit down here and start, we are not leaking us. Say things the way they are, black and white. I read my Bible as much as it was written by human beings. I read it. I pray. I sit down and believe there is a supreme being, and I'm not against religion. I'm against churches that have been here trying to support a regime that is killing innocent people. And that is something that should be said out here each and every time we move out. Let us not be among people who will start supporting these churches and let evil continue happening. Churches have become avenues of money laundering, bribe, among other things. Corruption starts in the church. So it's upon us to come out and call a spade and not a big spoon. We as Kenyans are suffering. And I'll tell you, we are against bad governance, recycling of leaders, opulence, corruption, tribalism, nepotism. Those are some of the things you are against. You want to tell me is God who tells Rigathi Gachagua to go to church to say Mrima? Saying Mrima is a being tribalistic. And we will sit here, we will sit down and say mtu wetu makachiet. Are we the ones who will say mtu wetu na watu wamebebewa mishale Eldoret and Kericho, they want to be killed because these people were paid. And when we come out, these people go out to church on Sunday, they say we were chosen by God. This is not a religion that was chosen by God. There is something Pauline Njoroge asked. Which church, which denomination does Ruto belong to? Uhuru is a Catholic. And we all saw that bishop that used to come and preside all of his events. Which church does Ruto belong to? Which leader, which pastor can we call right now? Which priest can we call right now and talk to your boy? He's misleading the country. Uhuru, they could call that bishop and he could listen and go and tell Uhuru, hapo Wakenya wamekataa. And he will come back and sit down and talk sense. So it's upon us to start calling churches out and stop telling people here that the regime was chosen by God. There is no regime that was chosen by God. What makes you there, as much as it is God who presides over everything, it is strategy. We should just say William Ruto is a good strategist and he managed having a good strategy. Anyway, I wind up. There is one supreme God, and if I've spoken bad, may he forgive me. Thank you.
We Shege, unasikia maneno kwa hii space. But me, what I want to say, ni venye mi sipendi kuargue na watu, lakini when people bring me that nonsense of G, a leader is chosen by God, yet those leaders, same leaders are killing us, then I'm like, so God sent that leader to kill us, because the lady said, and for the record, I did not drop her, please. She dropped herself. For the record, I did not drop her. I've been approving and exiting people on this space as soon as they're done speaking, but she dropped herself, just for the record. So, in essence, yeah, I feel whenever people bring up church issues on politics, I feel that's some sort of narcissism and gaslighting, to be honest. But oh well. Let me go to Angela. You've been waiting for so long. Shege, just a moment. Just hold on right there. I know when to bring you in. Angela, I'll bring you in. Shocks. Oh, no, it was supposed to be Shocks, then Angela. Sorry, then Roslyn. So Shocks, Angela, Roslyn, then Shege. In that order. Shocks, please. Go ahead. Forgive me for kukuskip.
Sawa, nimekusamehea. So mnanisikia?
100%.
Hello?
Endelea.
Sawa. Wase wameanza hapo kubishana. First I will thank KOT kuhost this space. Everyone akona a role to play. Na of late nimekuwa kwa almost all spaces from maandamano ianze. Na of late wase wamekuwa ki complain kuna biasness kwa kuchoose wase wanatoka kwa hizi space. So thank KOT, at least unapea kila msee chance na mraise hizo issues juu kuna wase wengine wako abducted, wengine wajulikani wako wapi, lakini juu ni msee ana ma followers tunamwachilia tu hivyo and everyone anahitajika. So to amplify hiyo story ya kumarginalize wase wengine. So far Sara siko niongele hiyo story ya church. I think we Kenyans we have to look back and reflect juu sasa zote anything ina happen tunatafuta someone to blame, sijui church, sijui nani, and the biggest problem is ourselves, unaona. So first thing tukianzia kwa Ruto, even if aliiba ama kuiba hizo kura or whatever, unaona, first thing constitution inasema mtu yote amepatikana na any graft case afai kuwa akiwa anywhere around kura nini public whatever. Lakini sisi wenyewe tu hiyo time ndio tulikuwa tunafaa kuamka, we start complaining mazee Ruto should not be, unaona, jua kona already a graft case. Lakini sisi wote tuliingia kwa sympathy sijui wacha sijui nani. Ruto was accused stories za ICC man, he was accused that he had killed some people, of which hiyo story ilidropiwa. And all the others wenye wako kwa hiyo gava, all the people, most of them wako na graft cases, unaona. Lakini tuligo tu sisi wenyewe tuka-approve warun kwa hizi offices, then after all tunakuja tuna complain. Ni mic yangu ama ni nani?
Ni mic yako mzae. Yeah, ni mic yako.
Si yangu. Also after all after
Please, if you come in here, please just mute your mic. Ukikuja hapa, please mute your mic if you're not speaking. Shocks.
sawa, niko clear saizi. So nasema mazee, let's not blame anyone. Let's not put the blame on anyone. We are the ones na already kuna wase washaanza kuamka, unaona, na we need to recruit wengine tuwalete to take the blame on our shoulders. We say now hii si ni kitu tulijiletea and we have the responsibility to make it right. This is the time. And we should go back to us, we should go back to history to us,
Shocks, mic yako haiwezi. Oh God.
okay, sawa.
6. 6. Is it my mic or who?
Yes, ayo.
Mic yangu ndio mbaya. Keutini drop.
I think kuna msiaga mute. Msi mwingine akiongea hivi kuna msiaga mute.
Keutini drop unirudishe.
Ayo mic yako ni chafu.
As
But I think
see my Kiayo. Ebu Shocks
I
mute
think
your mic because ni mic ya Shocks. Because that mic yake iko on.
Bado kuna echo. Bado
Zee,
kuna
iko
echo.
poa.
Ni kama
I
Ayo
think
hawezi
ni stress.
kujimute. Ayo unaweza kujimute?
Yeah.
Are you able to mute yourself, Ayo?
Cheki. KOT drop.
Tumekuwa tukicompromisewa. Even mine is sounding funny, yeah?
Roslyn, ebu try your mic. Try to say something so that we can get if there's any feedback.
Hear me? Mnanisikia? 6.
What ayo kitu tutafanya nani KOT ya refresh space. KOT refresh space. Mavo,
KOT you refresh space, but I can siski your space anymore. Siski your whatever echo anymore.
mimi nasikia echo. So acha tufanye hivi speakers wanaweza drop wakitona.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Sawa, nitawapatia mic tena. So, KOT unanisikia? Before word anyone. Can you hear me? Before word mtu yoyote unanisikia? We cheka na mimi hapo. Mic yangu bado ni chafu. Let me
Acha
restart
ni
my phone.
refresh space nione.
Acha ni restart my phone.
How is the speaker now? 6, maybe confirm so that check up your mic. Ikoje KOT?
Gesa iko sawa.
Then patia kina Roslyn na chege mic walikuwa wanafaa ongea. Hata 6 aliko kwa mic. It's a bit clear. I think ilikuwa ni mic ya Ayo. Kieti, are you able to add the speakers or you send them the mic for invite?
Nawatumia inbox because may refresh, so I can't even be able to see anybody on the space. Lazima ita take some times. So let me just send them
Okay.
the DM.
And Cyprian can see anybody so that he can send mic. Are you able to see the space? Yeah. Try to add the speakers here, kindly. Because if it starts like that, your team may not be able to handle it.
Cyprian, Niaji, good to see you here. Kumenyamaza sana.
Check and as they're adding speakers. Cyprian, I think you're the one who will be able to add the speakers. Either you send them invite, because if Kioti is refreshing, you will not be able to add speakers until he's able to refresh it. So just send them those. Either you accept or you send them direct invites. The people that are on the panel, the speaker panel.
Oh yeah, and KOT had done something. He sent me via message. Therefore, I was able to join. So ukiona kwa message yako umetumiwa speaker, you just log off from the space and then use the link and you'll come in directly as a speaker. Sawa Biril. Thanks KOT, Cyprian for holding this space. Mimi ni Mkristo kama 6. Na I think calling out the church is important, but I also advise against lashing out on the wrong people. I think 6, you spoke very well about how the government was using tactics to divide us, and it worked. We saw after the killings, the bodies that were being removed from Kware, they brought a guy. The conversation shifted. The Ninis dropped. The hashtag Ruto must go dropped. The anger was expressed in almost all spaces, and people were outraged by the whole thing. And the conversation became about that rather than Ruto must go. But let us all remember that the hashtag Ruto must go is the biggest push and the biggest weapon that we have against a regime that has failed. When people are screaming out Ruto must go and we are peaceful, they're saying this system is not working. You are put there to represent us and to fix the ills that have been there in society. And 2 years down the line, you have failed to do that. I want to address the acting IG, who is very quickly working himself out of office, because if he can look at what happened to his predecessor, his former boss Koome, he failed to act as Kenyan youth were being killed outside parliament in the streets of Nairobi holding flags, and all they were doing was giving us rhetoric and inaction. And he had to step down. Ministers, an entire cabinet, except the prime cabinet secretary and unconstitutional body, have been sacked because of the pressure of this movement. So don't think that you are unable to be removed. Don't think that trying to create leaders by capturing Makoure and Gaido is going to deter this movement. No, the anger is not going away. You trying to tell us that a leaderless movement is a reason for you to take away the constitutional right for people to picket is not going to win you any points. You will leave office as well. We will force you out of office because you are also incompetent. You're proving your incompetence. If you are competent enough to hold that office, then show us that you can hold that office. Ama ushuke ukwende na Zakayo, because we are tired. We are tired of a country that does not work. We are tired of an IPOA that cannot oversight anything. We are tired of a justice system that the Law Society of Kenya is struggling on a daily basis. I had yesterday the CJ finally condemning the killings, but then saying that judges are protected by silence. Please speak through judgment. The same judgment that you're saying, the Law Society of Kenya is struggling. We've had a lawyer here who was telling us how they are so tired when they are running up and down from their cases, and then they come and try and be defenders of civil rights, and they try to bail people out. And then they are still being attacked. Our judges, come on, are you not Kenyans? Are you not seeing the kids of Kenya being killed day in, day out? This is the kind of thing that has just made us so sick and tired of this system. Kijana na uwawa nini Kitengela, we all see it. In the news, people refuse for the police to pick. For Red Cross, of all people, Red Cross wanakatazwa kuchukua mwili because nobody trusts the police. They took the body to Kitengela police station, alafu akifika city mortuary anaambiwa ati amegongwa na gari Juja. What nonsense! What kind of country is this that we are having? So we will continue to rant, we will continue to hold these spaces, we will continue to call you out. William Ruto, I'm sorry, you stopped being our president. You've lost your legitimacy. Uhuru Park is a free space. Uhuru, not Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru freedom. Uhuru Park is about our freedom. Let us see how many you will kill today when they're not disrupting any business. We are watching everything. Kenyans in diaspora, thank you so much for coming in here and speaking out. Guys in the Middle East, we know how tough it is, the environment there. You cannot pick it, but you can be there for the people here. You can support the movement by pushing the hashtag. Guys, we are over 3,000 here in this group. If everybody pushes, Ruto must go, and everybody following them pushes, Ruto must go, it is going to go back up. Iliteremka, nilipoamka, nilipata iko 500K. Let us push it back to 3 million. Anybody who is here, let us resist mpaka this country. I really wish we could go to JKIA and so that they realize that this is serious. We are going to put up a day of saying we are going to JKIA. If you have whatever, if you have any flight booked for Kenya, cancel it. We are occupying JKIA, musikuje. Then we are going to occupy all the embassies that are collaborating with this killer regime. Shame on you, all of you, for trying to think that munaweza mkahadaa wa Kenya. We are not fools anymore. Okay, and we are tired. Guys, we are angry. Wakristo, you are not our enemies. 6, wacha nani aende akaombe, wacha Wakristo waombe, kwanza waombe altar, clean the altars. Pray for us to have bishops like Archbishop Ndingi Mwana Anzeki, Reverend Njoya in the pulpit, people who believe in truth, justice, and freedom. Okay, by the way, the police, simuko hapa, tunajua mnatusikiza. The American Constitution was amended. 5th Amendment is the right to bear arms. We are going to amend the Constitution, and then we will have the right to bear arms. We will give ourselves the right to bear arms because you have proven to us that those arms that we have given you with our taxpayer money, mnatumia kutuua. We will give ourselves the right to bear arms, alafu sasa tutapambana vizuri. Gen Zs, we are very proud of you. Keep pushing. I know they have tried to finish your morale with showing us gruesome images of killings and abductions. Shame on them. Don't be deterred. Stay strong. We are proud of you. We went through some of the pains that you went through, clearing campus and not having jobs. Unaambiwa degree ni karatasi, degree siyo karatasi. You guys are smart. You guys are amazing. You guys are leading this country out of the yoke of neo-colonialism, and that is what we are breaking. Washindwe kabisa. Okay, I can see more speakers are on. KOT Manze, I salute you. Ayo, I salute you. 6, chill, man. Let's direct the energy elsewhere. Power to the people, guys. Ruto must go. KOT weka ile nini till number kwa sababu ya support. Kuna watoto ambao wanahitaji kuenda nini. Let's organize ourselves. Me, I'm personally helping kids who are asking me, Manze, I want to go to town, sina fare, and they're asking for just 200 shillings. Imagine, guys in the
Sasa umeenda wapi? Tukusikii. Walikuwa tunaongea tu vizuri hapo. Umeenda wapi sasa?
CI. Nimepotea?
Hapana,
Umerudi.
hujapotea, ni mimi nimekumute kidogo. So guys, kuna namba iko hapo juu, nimeweka hapo. Hiyo namba nimeambiwa ni ya police officer fulani, amecall kwa simu yangu. So simu yangu iko kwa nyumba, niliacha simu zote kwa nyumba juu ya some 1 2 3. I hope you guys understand, yeah. So nimeambiwa huyo jamaa amecall hapo. Kuna but karibu ishikwe, after kushikwa ikakatika. So kuiangalia nimeona ni namba ya police officer. So just in case of anything, mtu aende kwangu nini, mjue ni hiyo namba ilikuwa inanitafuta. So yeah, but place niko mahali tu, of course nimetulia. Anyway, ni hivyo. I hope mmeona.
So Chege, you back? Shege. Ala. We mzee, maliza sentiments zako.
Oh, I was muted. Thanks. Ayo, hashtag stop abducting us. Hashtag stop killing us. Hashtag Ruto must go. Guys, munaweka hizo hashtag tatu in every tweet that we put until they hear us. Okay, there was a very nice guy, Center for Multi-Party Democracy. He was on Citizen TV this morning. Ruto, police, endeni mumusikize. Munataka dialogue? Hatutaki dialogue. Our message is very clear. Listen to the people who are speaking the voice of the Gen Z. Manze, nilikuwa nimekasirika, bado ninaendelea kukasirika, lakini let us direct our anger to the right places, because they cannot kill us and then we remain happy. We are not happy. We are not happy. Na watashuka. Asante Ayo.
Thank you so much. Unajua hizi spaces zinafanyanga nikutane na watu wa ajabu sana. Wanafikiria Ruto alichaguliwa na Mungu. Unanifurahishanga sana lakini by the way. Yaani mtu alichaguliwa na Mungu anaweza kuwa anaambiwa aende home na hao watu wengi. Ati watu nini petition. Wanasema president alichaguliwa na Mungu arudi nyumbani. Surely. Nye bwana, hata kama tunaenda kanisa.
There's something Muslims say. There's something Muslims say that I like. There is good in every evil. So Mungu ana mipango mingi kuna ile wimbo iliimbwa, mipango ya Mungu ni ya ajabu. So Wakristo wakaage tu akijua Mungu alikuwa labda anataka Gen Z waamke. Kwa hivyo the problem is not God.
Bwana Chege wewe pia umeanza kutuletea theories hapa, vitu za conspiracy.
Tutampiga na hizi conspiracy theories zake. We mzee.
Bwana, wacha nikwambie Chege, one thing I'll tell you, and this is after me nimekaa chini na watu. Strategy is what drives success. And if strategy drives success, somebody here, do you know why Nyakundi is an accomplished blogger? Is because he has his strategies. He knows when to hit, he knows when not to hit. Do you know why Alai is a good blogger? Because he knows when to hit and when not to hit. Try and focus on that strategy. Umejua mbona mimi siwezi pata likes, siwezi pata comments? Because I'm inconsistent. But mtu kama Keoti Sonko atapata because he's consistent. That is his strategy. He knows if he... Guys, there are things sahi muache kuweka kama conspiracy theories. Muanze kusema ukweli venye iko. Kindly.
It is the same thing na inaitwaje? The same thing na kupiga magoti kila siku kwako asubuhi. Unaomba Mungu akupatie kazi. Alafu unaenda on Sunday, unaenda church, unatoa tithe, hiyo pesa kidogo uko nayo una tithe, Mungu akupatie kazi, lakini au hit streets kutafuta kazi. Alafu unafanya hivyo every single day of the month, of the year, and then you expect the different results. Come on guys. God, acha mimi anastaka kuongea story ya God by the way. Mi mwambia mabeste zangu.
Ayo God helps those who help themselves.
And then another thing 6, mi mwambia wase, Yesu, wanasemanga Yesu alisulubiwa kwa msalaba. God did not send his son
to die on this world for you to be stupid. Sorry for using that word. Usikwe mjinga. Mwambia wase, it sounds very harsh, but mwambia wase, usikwe mjinga. Tafadhali. See, just let's not, we are not sheep, we are human beings. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to the conversation. And I can see new speakers. I have Muthomi, Engineer David, Caroline, and Lexishish. Jesus, kuna majina kwa hizi spaces. I'll start with Lexishish, then I'll go to Muthomi, then Caroline, then Engineer David Owino. And guys, I'm giving you 4 minutes each. Saizi ukioverrun na commute. Allow me. Ukioverrun hivi na commute. Alafu nakuelezea hata sitakuelezea kwa nini nimekumute. But guys, let's keep time. Discipline inaanzia hapa. Usikioverrun hapa ni kama hii ni radio station. Lexishish, is your mic hot? Talk to us. Lexishish going once. For the second time. Muthomi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kioti Sonko and friends, our co-host, and every citizen listening in. I hope you can hear me clearly. I have had a lot of submissions. I feel like most of them have been covered, but I'll cover just the little I have with the 4 minutes. So, guys, thank you for this. Everything that is going on. I thank everyone who is in this, who is trying to push and to make sure we clean this country to be a better country. Yeah, I've had some few arguments. I'll just pass through them. I'm not like repeating myself, but I'll just pass through so that I can clear my mind. Yeah, someone talked about religion. You see, you can't separate these two, religion and politics. You can't separate them. Actually, that's where it started. Politics started in the religion. That's where it started. So it came up, and the religion became corrupt. And that's how like, you can't separate these two things, whether it's a Muslim, whether it's a Christian. In fact, Muslim just don't believe in just Jesus Christ, but all the Old Testament is just for Muslim. They know it. So you can't separate anything. So when you say that some lady was trying to explain how God was involved in this thing of electing Ruto and being a president, yeah, sometimes God can allow things to happen so that He can like teach the nation on how to choose better leaders next time. Like, how do you expect mtu amekuja juu ya gari, amekuja amekulipa, amekupea 200, alafu ukampea kura instead of following the real facts, and then you think God will help you? And someone just said God helps those who help themselves. How are you helping yourself, kama you just accepting someone to lie to you and you can see it? God will punish you. Even the Israelites, they cried sometime back in the Old Testament, oh, we need a leader, we need a leader. Oh, God, okay, you can get one for yourself. They got a very terrible leader that they ended up being in captivity for the years that we all know, we all read about, because of that was a punishment. So God is in this thing, and the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. Even this one, having traitors, having people who are selling us, it's not new. Judas was there. Like, this thing is all connected. Okay, thank you for that. But the next thing I would say is I was passing through some place in the morning, and I happened to meet a friend who works in prisons, and it turns out that the guy supports the movement, though he's a cop, but he likes it. He told me I felt so bad when I saw my fellow colleague. I know everyone remember the police who was just fired, who works in in prisons because of supporting this protest. And the guy told me how he wishes that one day we all protested, storm the prisons, and even unlock them. Because you know what? Actually, I started thinking the people inside the cell are not the ones supposed to be there. The ones supposed to be there are the ones who are killing us. So I think we have a common enemy. I thought like that, like this is a common enemy. I get this, we get these prisoners out. They come out and we fight these guys. Bana, kwani unafikiria those people who are in jail are worse than the ones who are killing us? No, let them come out. I thought it was a good idea too. Yeah, and I felt like it is one way of paralyzing the government, because in the way they are going, like they just want to kill us. They just want to make sure they confiscate the truth, because hiyo truth ndio inakuwa ngumu ku accept. So guys, I don't want to talk too much. The points are many, but most of them have been covered. But the little I have said, let's continue pushing. Don't be scared, because if you stop doing it right now, then you will never do it ever. We'll have to leave it for other generations to do it. So let's do it now. It's now or it's never. Let's work with that law of victory. Anyone who have read the book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, it says the law of victory. It says it's victory at all cost. Victory, victory at all cost. We don't care what happens, but we have to win. Thank you guys, and have a good day. And I wish everyone to get home safe. Let's meet there. I'm in town though. Thank you.
Asante sana. There are guys who are DMing me, Buda, nisaidie mic. Buda, mi hata sioni request yo. Naona tu request moja hapa. Space imekuwa na issue. So, KOT, if you can see any request, please accept them. If I see your text, if you see your DM, I'll send you the mic. So when you see the mic, just drop off from the space, go on your DM and tap on that link. It will bring you straight to the speakers panel. Moving on swiftly, I'll go to Joseph. Let me go to Joseph first. Joseph Kipruto, your 4 minutes begin now. Please do not overrun. You know the drill, and after you're done speaking, please just drop so that we accept other speakers. Thank you so much. Joseph, take the center stage.
Asante sana Ayo kwa kunipa chance ya kuongea kwa hii space. Mimi langu tu ni kuwashinikiza tuingie pale Uhuru Park. Actually mimi niko hapa around, nimejizuia kamvua kidogo hapa. I'm just waiting for the others. Yeah, actually niko hapa around Uhuru Park. So actually sioni movement yoyote, but niko sure mtaingia. Alafu kitu ingine nilikuwa nataka niwaambie majamaa, chances zinakujanga, kuna chances zingine zinakujanga moja na inaenda hivyo. So I think hii ndio chance nzuri sana ya kumkuta huyu mjamaa vizuri sana. Tunaweza iacha hii hapo mbele tukuje kuregret. So lazima tutumie hii chance wametupatia, tutumie, tumng'oe mjamaa mamlakani, alafu tuendelee. Majamaa, moral, naamini mtaingia.
Asante sana, Joseph. Let me go to who was she? She's dropped. Let me go to Caroline. Caroline, how are you?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Oh,
Your 4
what I
minutes.
was saying, kenye nilikuwa nasema ni right now our biggest, I don't know what cops want, but mnafinyiliwa kama sisi. Like you guys, you need to work for the people. Kwani hamjachoka kudhulumiwa na one class of people? These people are using you to protect themselves. They're using you so that they can protect themselves, ndo tusiingie ndani, so that we can't get what we want. Kwanza right now, there are a lot of things that really annoy me. Like a president going to commission a borehole. You guys, can you imagine if this president commissioned Statu City? It was supposed to be a modern city. Sahii tungekuwa wapi? Mimi sahii nimekaa home 4 years without a job, 4 years. And when you want change, people are coming down, they're telling you hapana, hatufai kufanya hivi, eti we are going to spoil things. By the way, ni eti tukue wabaya na tukue vichwa ngumu na tukue mang'aa, cause tumesuppressiwa sana for so long, and Kenya is home, and we need to really fight for our country, because my child's future depends on a better Kenya. Our nini wenye hawana.
Is you still there, Caroline? We've lost you. Caroline, I can't get anything from you. Probably you just get to fix your mic.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hello.
unmute your mic and go on. Yeah, go ahead. We lost you.
Oh, I was saying, like these guys are stashing billions, millions in offshore accounts that could help the health sector, that could help our education. Yani we kwanza the things that annoy me, like you see in other countries, even if they're impoverished, like Senegal. I was looking at Senegal. They have, like, look at their stadiums. They really focus on, even hata kama wako impoverished aje, wana focus on things that bring them money. Sisi tuna wakimbiaji, sisi tuko na people who do rugby, but when you go to Eldoret kuna hizo, hakuna hizo tracks, hakuna hizo nini places zenye people have to nini. You see, like in the US, the nini boxing arenas ziko, baseball. Why aren't we focusing on things like that? Like mtu mmoja anakuja anakula hizi pesa zote, na this money zinaenda kwa obviously these others are bonds, they're going to specific people. So can we come up with impunity, like can we come up with measures for these people, wakishikwa hivi hizi pesa zetu zirudi? And can we come up with the really tough measures on corruption, like the way Singapore did, like the way other countries that have been released from the shackles of corruption have done? Like, can we come up with these measures that can really deter corruption in this country? Because we are tired, we are angry, we are hungry. I don't know. Can we suggest measures? And lawmakers, can they be lawyers who have run successful farms? I'm sorry, I'm putting a lot of things into one box because of the time. But can our lawmakers become, can they be lawyers? Because why is my lawmaker a D student? Why? We need now to start having accountabilities on our way forward. Can we do a referendum where cops go to have a specific grade, they are paid well, and then they attend police academy so that they can know what human rights are? Can we have that in our country now? Can we have people who have done the job, have had the merit, and we can see they've had results? Can they be those people who are leading us? Tumechoka na wa D list students, tumechoka na watu wenye wanaweza kamanipulatiwa. We want systems that can work for us. Why is the Minister of Health not a doctor who has run a successful practice? Why? Who can bring some change? Why? Mbona nini watu nini vitu mob sana zinaweza kachenjua? Why is kwanza minister wa IT, why is it an old person? Anajua kuencrypt. We want systems that work, and I pray to God that to succeed. I just pray, I just hope tutakuwa na measures zenye zitadeter corruption. I think
Wind up.
Hello. Oh. I think Egypt failed because they really walifinya, and then huyu president next akaogopa. Can we have something that will work for us, that the next person who's coming, or the next crop of leaders who are coming, it will deter them from stealing or something like that? Thank you for the time.
All right. Let's go to Kennedy. Kennedy, then with Ngigi, then Sir Ken Odongo, in that order. 4 minutes each, no wasting time, no overrunning, then we move on regardless. Kennedy, speak to us.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yo. And the host KOT. Vitu ningependa kusema, unajua saa zingine the only thing we should not do is to blame God. Maybe Mungu akona mpango zake. He wanted us to know the real leaders we have in the churches. Hatuna mapasta siku hizi. So if God want to reveal it for you something, he will use any means. So this is the means God was using to reveal for us that we don't have pastors today. So in kwa hii situation tuko nayo saa hii, hatufai kublame Mungu. Ni vile tu Mungu alikuwa anataka tujue ukweli. Do we really have the pastors today? Nikiachana na hiyo mambo ya makanisa na pastors, the problem we have in this country, where all this problem starts with, is the parliament. This is where all this problem starts with, because inafaa tuangalie, we look at this constitution. There are some powers given to the parliament which should not be there, especially unapata kwa parliament the parties wako na more say in parliament. Unapata mtu alichaguliwa na ODM, tuko na minority whip pale, tuko na majority whip. Tunafaa tujue the role of these people ni kufanya nini. Hapo ndio unapata the ruling party, they will always make sure that they have the majority in the rule, so that they can control everything in the parliament. So where the problem is coming in Kenya today, ni hapa kwa parliament. So the members of parliament will not go there to serve the people who elected them, but they will go there to serve their party and the party leader. That's where the problem is coming. So even that today, if you say you want to impeach the president, you cannot impeach the president as easy as you think, because all this process must start in the parliament. There must be an impeachment motion taken to the parliament, because the president himself has the majority rule. All these people, all these idiots you call these people, they will not support that bill. So that is where we have the main problem. Then another thing, we should avoid these politicians who are talking about tribes. I come from Nyanza. If you want to make a cabinet, all the 8 cabinet or the 10 cabinets should come from Nyanza. No, this is another problem we have, because these people are mtu anachukuliwa from Nyanza, the person cannot even be able to do that work. Why can't we take even somebody from Kisii who is capable of doing the job? We take that somebody from Mijikenda who is capable of doing the job. Why is it a must that because we supported the president getting into the Nini, we must just have to get that big portion of all the cabinet, the majority of the cabinet should just come from that region? That is nonsense. Then these people, they know very well that the politicians know very well that this is what I want to tell you today. They know very well that if that day citizens will come together without tribe, without considering language, without considering where you come from, they will be in a problem, because dealing with these people will not be easy. That is why they always fight. They will always fight. Hata sahi wata fight bado, they will not agree. Even the opposition people, they will not be in a good hawatakuwa kwa side mzuri, wananchi wakikuwa pamoja bila tribe bila nini. That is why you find them fighting this issue of tribeless. Do you what? I think things are many, but let us consider these things. The only thing is to be together. Let us be together, all of us. These people will not kill all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kennedy Odek. I really appreciate your time coming to speak to us. So next we go to Wit Ngigi. Then we hear from Sir Ken Odongo, then Roslyn, in that order. Please ensure you take 4 minutes each. I want to delegate now, going forward, the co-hosting duties to Biril. Biril will pick up the mantle, at least for now, as I get something to munch. Yes, but I'll be here any day, anytime. With Gigi, your 4 minutes begin now. Go ahead, please.
All right. Good afternoon. I hope I'm clear. Hello.
Yes, you are. Just go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, KOT, Cyprian, and everyone who's co-hosting this, and everyone who has taken the time to be here. we've come from far and we are still going far. That's what I believe, first of all. However, I have a big concern, especially on X, Twitter, that is. You find that we have people who are passing the messages around, like, let's occupy this place, let's do this, let's move here, or this has happened. However, we also have people who've been diverting their attention to other things. They started with the movement, but along the way, they tend to lose it. For instance, sorry to mention, but I'm a follower of Cairo. In the beginning, there was all this, he's in the movement. However, at some point, he's also trying to tell people, please don't go, don't do this. It's so bad to be following such a person who changes their mindset in the middle of the night. Because, for example, if Cyprian says something different from Cairo, now we are torn apart. That's why we say 1 million, let's march to Nairobi, but because of few people as such, we divert. We only get 500 people in Nairobi, and then people get killed. But if there's so many, like on that 25th, I believe that was the mandamano of all mandamanos, we could do that again, but then there's a lot of diversion. We are still fighting even through X spaces, and we are fighting against ourselves. So I think we need to stick together. Who's speaking the truth? And I really want to thank people who have remained authentic. For the bloggers, for instance, there was some that was trending that these people didn't show up. There was a list that came out. I saw that on Cyprian that these people are only inciting you, but they're not showing up. But this movement, everyone has a role. There's someone who will come to preach. There's someone who will distribute flags. There's someone who will keep us updated on X. So let's appreciate everyone in every way they can. Let's not get diverted that everyone should be on the streets. We can't all go to the streets, but others can. Others will do other things. So please do what you can do best. Let's not divert. Let's not fight each other on X. It's our space. It's where our movement really began, and we have to maintain our territory because they're finding ways. I know they even here listening. They know when we are going to occupy where, and we're not hiding it from them. But we have to be very careful on how we respect this platform. Even the same goes to TikTok and everywhere that's working towards the movement. So please, let's protect this territory. Let's know who to listen to and at what time. And again, it's a movement for everybody. It's not Cyprian's, it's mine, it's yours, it's for everyone. Kenyan is CC, and just do what you can where you are and at your best. That's all I have to say, and thank you for their time.
Ayo, are you there? Am I you've dropped? Or there is someone who is speaking?
Yeah, I was the next speaker according to Ayo, the host.
Okay,
Allah,
kindly proceed.
Can I go?
co-host amedrop. Co-host amedrop, jamani, mnanimaliza hii town. So the next speaker is Kennedy, yeah? Ken Odongo.
Yes.
Then after Ken Odongo we have Roslyn, then Makolabo. We, yani co-host amenitoka hivyo. Mambo gani haya?
Thank you. Thank you. I think he had already requested that he would be passing on, getting something to eat. Now, okay, as I dive in, I have a few issues that I want to raise because I have realized that there is a lot that is still needed to be done. One, if you look at what is happening in this country right now, these people have not understood actually what we want. They still think, especially the political class, that there is going to be some sort of ethnic balkanization, and then they will get us into singing our tribal songs again, and then going back and saying, now this is the end of our demonstrations. You know, a lot of times people have said it this time without numbers, that politicians, the political class are very few, but they are very organized against us, the people they rule, their subjects. And I think the biggest shock they have today is having that narrative changing. Because today what they are seeing is a leaderless revolution that they don't even know how to approach it. And we look so organized, unlike what they have always thought we should be or we were for them, that made it easy for them to rule us. So I want to encourage us with that to keep pushing, because now if we stop today, we shall have achieved nothing. Every gain that we have made within this short time will be reversed within no minute. That is why you can see hashtags and sponsorships going on them trying to tell us that there's some fake poll that was done to, Kenyans saying that a given individual should be reappointed back. I think if you look at some of those posts within the media, you can clearly tell that they are still sponsoring these things. And if given a chance, if we're to back out today, people like Murkomen will come back to the cabinet secretary positions. I can see Kindiki, some people are saying he work. There is nothing we want. The only issue that has to be there is Ruto going with all the political class. Like a speaker had said, the problem we have is not about individuals. Problem we have is about the whole political class establishment. They all have to go home. There are so many problems that we cannot solve by trying to even change our institutions. I know, and I'm well aware that our constitution very much wanted development and capacity building in our institutions. We wanted to run away from the individuals running our organizations and our government to institutions doing the same like it is done in developed countries. But it is not going to work. We are not going to be able to do that because every system is rogue and corrupted today. So the only thing that we have to do is to overhaul it. Overhauling it means we have to keep pushing. And at the end of the day, we have to show these people that we can achieve this. There is something that David Indi said that I want to bring back to our attention. Before he joined the oppressors, he said that we have a chance. By that time, there was the Raila running with Uhuru backing, and then Ruto running on his own. And he said that we need to understand that if we were to choose these same faces that we've had all along, what the people they call dynasties that time, we would not have a chance as Kenyans to get anything right. But if we were to choose Ruto, we would have a chance to uproot him because he does not have his tentacles around the political leadership of this country. So it means he is the only guy.
He's the only guy
Right now that we have a chance to to push out of power. And if we do that, we are going to change a lot of things. So I am still just encouraging people that we have a chance, and if we don't do it now, we might never do it ever again. We have a chance with someone who is not so grounded in our political cycles in this country, what we have had for the last 50 years. So we have to push. Tomorrow, all of us has to be there. We have to all be there at the Uhuru Park. Every other demonstration or any calling that is going to be there, we have to all be part of it. I want to finish my submission by saying that if you look at the current political establishment, everything is rotten. The only thing we can do as a people is to clean it. Cleaning it will not take a month. It might not take even a short time. It means we are in for a very long run. And sometimes, I am sorry to say this, but sometimes even the kind of the atrocities that we are meeting in the field, they are part of the struggle that we have to go through so that we can get what we want. Always revolutions and any kind of change takes a lot, and there are costs that comes with it. It's unfortunate that they're killing us. That is the worst thing that can happen to us. But I want us to all still fight and keep this spirit alive, because without it, we can never achieve anything. Let us not get tired with all these things that they're doing. Let us keep pushing and show these people that regardless of what they think they are or who they think they are to us, we can equally organize ourselves, even as leaders and scholars, and still get to the bottom of everything that they are doing today. If you go to the health sector, it is rotten. Things like ID that we were taking on the other day at 100 or less cost, today you are told all those outrageous costs. Everything is getting worse in this country. We have to stand up for ourselves and we have to keep pushing. I hope I am still within my time of 4 minutes. But again, I want to.
It's actually up. Just give us your landing statements. Finish up. Conclude.
So now I think what we have to all agree with is that there are going to be a lot that we have to do. It is not going to end by tomorrow's meeting. We still have to push, and I am for the revolution to the last day and to the last end. We cannot change anything today by trying to go the institutional way. We are not going to achieve anything. These people are just going to be the same characters that we are going to have today. If Ruto were to come up with the cabinet ministries of the people he fired, they're just going to be the same political class, because that is how they know best to organize themselves. The very few people will co-opt from our system, from our group, are people that they are going to corrupt within the first 1 week. So the only language these people will understand is the state language. Thank you.
Yeah, you can take that break. Sorry, Kioti dropped me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Okay, take a rest a bit. Rosalind, I'll give you the mic. And I agree with Saken. We can't go back to touching on the constitution. We'll work with what we have so that we can clear the swamp. Caroline mentioned something that how can we get these people out? These people are, we call them political class. Everybody's having a shadow behind them that they did this, they did that. So everyone is covering the other one. That's why we cannot get a change with the current, because everyone is corrupt in their own way. This one stole this one has this case, this one has this case. So if you try to expose me, then I'm going to expose the other one. We cannot get it cleaned up with the existing. Rosalind, take the mic, and then we'll go to Bocha, then Escowino, and then Makolabo. Rosalind?
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are. And when you take the mic, just check the screen. I'll give you 100 emoji so that you know we can hear you. Carry on.
Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Allow me to build and actually pick up from where you have left off, because thinking about the revolution and the movement going forward, we need to be able to change tact and to grow into different spaces, because we need a social revolution in as much as we are looking at political revolution. The thing is that if we ask for political accountability, we must have social accountability. So that means we need to raise our standards. That's on a personal level, a social level, at work. The shortcuts, the culture of shortcut, the culture of looking for the quick way out, that needs to end with us, so that as we are demanding it of those who represent us, then they know they cannot lie to us, they cannot take us on a joyride, and this is the basis on which they will know that they cannot divide us on tribal lines. They must come with issues, they must come with facts, they must come with reports, and they must come with performance to us, rather than telling us, oh, promises here, promises there. I believe this is the era of promises as a culture to hoodwink people coming to an end. My second point is in terms of the money and the budget that we have seen. The finance bill has been a catalyst for us to ask hard questions. The encouragement and call to action I'll have to the audience is be involved in at least one budgetary proceeding to know where the money is going. If you can't follow them all, choose a specific ministry, choose a specific department or agency, and ask the hard questions. If money is meant to be building a school and that school is not built, or they're using substandard materials or substandard processes, document it. Say that they had allocated X amount or X millions for this particular school. It was not built, and until we document, then a lot of our stories, a lot of our feedback, a lot of our concerns are getting lost in the sea of anger and emotion, such that if I cannot track how many schools were not built in the last financial year, then it's easy to dismiss and say that maybe the next person will come and build schools, right? But as just as the burial has mentioned, it's that if we can't expect this change of the current crop, it has to be from the next crop. But we need to set a right template so that whoever is coming into these positions of representation knows what is expected of them. My third point is that as we're looking at social and political accountability, we must educate ourselves about the money, because if you hear, for example, 1 million shillings has been spent on soda, or 5 million shillings will be spent to launch a borehole. That is not right. The fact is that we must educate ourselves about the basic and the unit costs of government processes, government procurement, so that we don't have all these cases of millions and billions missing. But if we do not, if we want that higher level accountability, it has to start on a personal level. If we find ourselves stuck on predatory loans, if we find ourselves stuck on gambling, and we find ourselves stuck on all these, especially betting and scams that tend to come to hoodwink Kenyans and say that they're offering quick returns, we must be the first line of defense to say stop. You're not taking any more of our money. You're not taking you're not taking any more of our time. If someone is telling you to bet here, bet there, refuse. Because if you can refuse someone who is trying to bet your money away and trying to scam you, whether it's a friend, whether it's a relative, or it's a former classmate, if you can refuse in that regard, you will have the same mental discipline to refuse it when a politician is telling you do this, do that, and sell your time or sell your integrity for this other thing. We need to have a higher level of fiscal discipline on a personal level before we can see it on a social and on a national level. So allow me to close it with that, because the fact is that we vote with our money. Our money is our voice. And until we think about the way we spend money, where we allocate money, be it in saving opportunities or in investment opportunities and in the business world, we are making votes every day with our money. So the fact is that we need to reclaim and rethink our identity and personal sovereignty from a monetary perspective, because if it's the one thing that politicians are abusing, then it needs to be the one thing that we uphold, and we tell them we know who we are, we know where our money is going, we know what we want to do with our money. So you can't come and sell us a different vision. You can't come and sell us a